a major bug in one of our core products. It turns out we got the cheese wrong in our burger emoji. Anyway, we went hard to work. I never knew so many people cared about where the cheese is. We fixed it. You know, the irony of the whole thing is I'm a vegetarian in the first place. So we fixed it. But hopefully we got the cheese right. But as we were working on this came to my attention. I don't even want to tell you the explanation the team gave me as to why the foam is floating above the beer. But we restored the natural laws of physics. So all is well. We can get back to business. We can talk about all the progress since last year's I/O. I'm sure all of you would agree it's been an extraordinary year on many fronts. I'm sure you've all felt it. We're at an important inflection point in computing, and it's exciting to be driving technology forward. And it's made us even more reflective about our responsibilities. Expectations for technology vary greatly depending on where you are in the world or what opportunities are available to you. For someone like me who grew up without a phone, I can distinctly remember how gaining access to technology can make a difference in your lives. And we see this in the work we do around the world. You see it when someone gets access to a smartphone for the first time. And you can feel it in the huge demand for digital skills we see. That's why we've been so focused on bringing digital skills to communities around the world. So far, we have trained over 25 million people, and we expect that number to rise over 60 million in the next 5 years. It's clear technology can be a positive force, but it's equally clear that we just can't be wide-eyed about the innovations technology creates. There are very real and important questions being raised about the impact of these advances and the role they'll play in our lives. So we know the path ahead needs to be navigated carefully and deliberately. And we feel a deep sense of responsibility to get this right. That's the spirit with which we are approaching our core mission to make information more useful, accessible, and beneficial to society. I've always felt that we were fortunate as a company to have a timeless mission that feels as relevant today as when we started. We're excited about how we can approach our mission with renewed vigor thanks to the progress we see in AI. AI is enabling this for us to do this in new ways, solving problems for our users around the world. Last year at Google I/O, we announced Google AI.
It's a plan of attack
collection
on the
of our
Brain
teams
facility.
and efforts to bring the benefits of AI to everyone.
If you hurry, we can catch them in
And
the
we
act.
want this to work globally, so we are opening AI centers around the world. AI is going to impact many, many fields. And I want to give you a couple of examples today. Healthcare is one of the most important fields AI is going to transform. Last year, we announced our work on diabetic retinopathy, which is a leading cause of blindness, and we use deep learning to help doctors diagnose it earlier. And we've been running field trials since then at Aravind and Sankara hospitals in India, and the field trials are going really well. We are bringing expert diagnosis to places where trained doctors are scarce. It turned out, using the same retinal scans, there were things which humans quite didn't know to look for, but our AI systems offered more insights. Your same eye scan turns out holds information with which we can predict the 5-year risk of you having an adverse cardiovascular event, heart attack or strokes. So to me, the interesting thing is that more than what doctors could find in these eye scans, the machine learning systems offered
The Red
newer
Legion has
insights.
stolen energy from the
This
facility.
could be the basis
Don't
for a
let them
new
go off-road with
non-invasive
those
way
barrels.
to detect
Destroy them at once.
cardiovascular risk And we just published the research, and we are going to be working to bring this to field trials with our partners. Another area where AI can help is to actually help doctors predict medical issues. Turns out doctors have a lot of difficult decisions to make, and for them, getting advance notice, say 24 to 48 hours before a patient is likely to get very sick, has a tremendous difference in the outcome. And so we put our machine learning systems to work. We've been working with our partners using de-identified medical results. And it turns out if we go and analyze over 100,000 data points per patient, more than any single doctor could analyze, we can actually quantitatively predict the chance of readmission 24 to 48 hours before, earlier than traditional methods. It gives doctors more time to act. We are publishing our paper on this later today, and we are looking forward to partnering with hospitals and medical institutions. Another area where AI can help is accessibility. We can make day-to-day use cases much easier for people. Let's take a common use case. You come back home in the night and you turn your TV on. It's not that uncommon to see two people passionately, or more people passionately talking over each other. Imagine if you are hearing impaired and you're relying on closed captioning to understand what's going on. This is how it looks to you.
I like it.
As you can see, it's gibberish. You can't make sense of what's going on. So we have machine learning technology called Looking to Listen. It not only looks for audio cues, but combines it with visual cues to clearly disambiguate the two voices. Let's see how that can work, maybe in YouTube.
On a Danny Ainge level, but you walk into a level. In other words, he understands enough.
You said it was all right to lose on purpose. You said it's all right to lose on purpose and advertise as an offense. It's perfectly okay. You said it's okay. We have nothing else to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about. But you can see how we can put technology to work to make an important day-to-day use case profoundly better. The great thing about technology is it's constantly evolving. In fact, we can even apply machine learning to a 200-year-old technology, Morse code, and make an impact in someone's quality of life. Let's take a look.
Hi, I am Tanya. This is my voice. I use Morse code by putting dots and dashes with switches mounted near my head. As a very young child, I used a communication word board. I used a head stick to point to the words. It was very attractive to say the least. Once Morse code was incorporated into my life, it was a feeling of pure liberation and freedom.
There's a gulch near you that will be a perfect ambush.
I think that is why I like skydiving so much.
Surprise.
It is the same kind of feeling. Through skydiving, I met Ken, the love of my life, and partner in crime.
It's always been very, very difficult just to find Morse code devices, to try Morse code.
This is why I had to create my own. With the help from Ken, I have a voice and more independence in my daily life. But most people don't have Ken. It is our hope that we can collaborate with the Gboard team to help people who want to tap into the freedom of using Morse code.
Gboard is the Google keyboard. What we have discovered working on Gboard is that there are entire pockets of population in the world, and when I say pockets, it's like tens of millions of people who have never had access to a keyboard that works in their own language.
Why does Devrim
With
have
Tanya,
leftover
we've
explosives?
built support in Gboard for Morse code. So it's an input modality that allows you to type in Morse code and get text out with predictions, suggestions. I think it's a beautiful example of where machine learning can really assist someone in a way that a normal keyboard without artificial intelligence wouldn't be able to.
I am very excited to continue on this journey. Many people will benefit from this, and that thrills me to no end.
don't understand why that's valuable.
Let's
It's a
get to
very
high ground
inspiring
before our
story.
guests arrive.
We are very, very excited to have Tanya and Ken join us today at Google Island. Tanya and Ken are actually developers. They really worked with our team to harness the power of actually predictive suggestions in Gboard in the context of Morse code. I'm really excited that Gboard with Morse code is available in beta later today. You know, it's great to reinvent products with AI.
Is it an accessibility
Gboard is
thing for
actually a
people
great
who
example of it. Every single
enjoy
day,
keywords?
we offer users, and users choose over 8 billion auto corrections each and every day. Another example of one of our core products, which we are redesigning with AI, is Gmail. We just had a new, fresher look for Gmail with a recent redesign. Hope you're all enjoying using it. We are bringing another feature to Gmail. We call it Smart Compose. The name suggests we use machine learning to start suggesting phrases for you as you type. All you need to do is to hit tab and keep auto-completing. In this case, it understands the subject is Taco Tuesday. It suggests chips, salsa, guacamole. It takes care of mundane things like addresses so that you don't need to worry about it. You can actually focus on what you want to type. I've been loving using it. I've been sending a lot more emails to the company, not sure what the company thinks of it, but it's been great. We are rolling out Smart Compose to all our users this month and hope you enjoy using it as well. Another product which we built from the ground up using AI is Google Photos. It works amazingly well and at scale. If you click on one of these photos, what we call the photo viewer experience, where you're looking at one photo at a time, so that you understand the scale, every single day, there are over 5 billion photos viewed by our users each and every day. So we want to use AI to help in those moments. So we are bringing a new feature called Suggested Actions. Essentially suggesting smart actions right in context for you to act on. Say,
That
for
should
example,
disrupt the Red Legion supply
you went
chain
to a
for
wedding
while.
and you're looking through those
Excellent
pictures.
work.
We understand your friend
can't bring
Lisa is
back
in the
those we
picture,
lost,
and we
but
offer
we
to
can
share
make
the
sure
3
the
photos
wedding
with Lisa,
never has the
and with
opportunity
one
to hurt
click,
us again.
those photos can be sent to her. So the anxiety where everyone is trying to get the picture on their phone, I think we can make that better. Say, for example, if the photo in the same wedding, if the photos are underexposed, our AI systems offer a suggestion to fix the brightness right there, one tap, and we can fix the brightness for you. Or if you took a picture of a document which you want to save for later,
Is that actually machine learning?
we can recognize, convert the document to PDF, and make
Maybe I
it
should rephrase that. I don't think that's actually... did I miss the important part?
much easier for you to use later. Now we want to make all these simple cases delightful. By the way, AI can also deliver unexpected moments. So for example, you have this cute picture of your kid. We can make it better. We can drop the background color, pop the color, and make the kid even cuter. Or if you happen to have a very special memory, something in black and white, maybe of your mother and grandmother, we can recreate that moment in color and make that moment even more real and special.
Add color to black and white photos.
If we find the place where this godworm feeds,
All these
we can
features
use
are
the
going to be
traveler's
rolling out to
fragment to
Google
draw out
Photos
Zoe.
users in the next couple of
I've
months.
been running some scans.
The
There's a
reason
People
we are
take
able
black
to
and
do
white
this
photos, though.
is because for a while
listen
we've been
to me.
investing
I
in the
studied
scale
the
of our
logs.
computational
Rasputin
architecture.
was barely able to stop
This
Zoe
is
the
why
first
last year
time.
we talked about
Our
our
mission
tensor processing
stands.
units.
We will
These are
defeat
special
Zoe.
purpose machine
Don't
learning
need the help
chips.
of a war mind to do it.
These are driving
Not
all
when
the
we don't
product
know what else
improvements
it might do.
you're seeing today.
Guardians
We've
been
made it
getting some
available to
kind
our
of
cloud
interference.
customers.
I can't make sense
Since
of
the
it.
last year,
I
we've
hear
been
it too.
hard at work,
Give me a
and
minute to
today I'm
analyze the
excited
signal.
to announce our
Maybe I
next
can figure out
generation
what it is.
TPU 3.0. These chips are so powerful that for the first time, we've had to introduce liquid cooling in our data centers. And we put these chips in the form of giant pods. Each of these pods is now 8x more powerful than last year, well over 100 petaflops. And this
Why
is what
liquid
allows
cooling?
us
Why
to
don't you just
develop
use
better
more of them?
models, larger models, more accurate models, and helps us tackle even bigger problems. And one of the biggest problems we are tackling with AI is the Google Assistant. Our vision for the perfect assistant
Space
is that
and
it's
power.
naturally conversational. It's there when you need it, so that you can get things done in the real world. And we are working to make it even better. We want the assistant to be something that's natural and comfortable to talk to. And to do that, we need to start with the foundation of the Google Assistant, the voice. Today, that's how most users interact with the assistant. Our current voice is codenamed Holly. She was a real
The
person.
interference is getting worse,
She
but I'm
spent
starting to
months
pick
in
up
our
a pattern.
studio,
Do you
and then
hear
we
it, Alice?
stitched those
I'll
recordings
need more
together
data
to
to be
create
sure,
voice.
but yeah, I'm thinking it
But
might be an
18 months
encoded
ago,
message.
we announced a breakthrough from our DeepMind team called WaveNet. Unlike the current system, WaveNet actually models the underlying raw audio to create a more natural voice. It's closer to how humans speak. The pitch, pace, even all the pauses that convey meaning. We want to get all of that right. So we've worked hard with WaveNet, and we are adding, as of today, 6 new voices to the Google Assistant. Let's have them say hello.
Good morning, everyone.
I'm your Google
Those
Assistant.
crystals are surging with energy.
Welcome to Shoreline
They must be
Amphitheater.
using them to gather power
We
to
hope you
feed
enjoy
Zoe.
Google I/O.
Back to you, soon dawn.
And our goal is one day to get the right accents, languages, and dialects right globally. So WaveNet can make this much easier. With this technology, we started wondering who we could get into the studio with an amazing voice. Take a look.
A type of North African semolina and granules made from crushed burro beans. I want a puppy with sweet eyes and a fluffy tail who likes my haikus. Don't forget. Happy birthday to the person whose birthday it is. Happy birthday to you. John Legend. He would probably tell you he don't want to brag, but he'll be the best assistant you ever had.
Tell me where you live.
You can
The
find
energy
me
in
on
this
all
relic is
kinds of
volatile.
devices.
Try
Phones,
throwing it at the crystal.
Google Homes, and if I'm in your
It looks like the Hive have been busy down here.
That's right.
Keep
John
going.
Legend's voice is coming
According
to the
to scans,
assistant.
there's a large chamber
Clearly, he
where
didn't
all the
spend all the
tunnels
time in the
intersect.
studio answering
makes
every
it the most
possible
likely
question
spot for Zoe's
that you could
feeding
ask. But WaveNet allowed us to shorten the studio time, and the model can actually capture the richness of his voice. His voice will be coming later this year in certain contexts, so that you can get responses like this.
Oh!
right now in Mountain View, it's 65 with clear skies. Today, it's predicted to be 75 degrees and sunny. At 10 a.m., you have an event called Google I/O Keynote. Then, at 1 p.m., you have margaritas. Have a
Look
wonderful
at the
day.
size of these tunnels.
I'm looking
Zoe
forward to
must
1
be
p.m.
immense.
Meaning Zoel is stronger
So
than we
John's
thought.
voice is coming later this year.
All the more reason
Really
to take it
excited we
down
can
now.
drive advances like this with AI. We are doing a lot more with the Google Assistant. To talk to you a little bit more about it, let me invite Scott onto the stage.
Hey Google, take me.
damn.
Google.
That was great. Please get one where you say, Google. Hey Google.
Yo, Google, lock the front door.
Okay, let's just go with Yo Google then. I'm sure the engineers will love to update everything.
Hi, what can I do for you?
We announced the Google Assistant right here at I/O. Today, the Assistant is available on 500 million devices, including phones, speakers, headphones, TVs, watches, and more. It's available in cars in more than 3 auto brands, and it works with over 5,000 connected home devices, from dishwashers to doorbells. The people around the world are using it every single day. For example, we launched the Assistant in India last year, and the response has been incredible. Daily usage there has tripled since the beginning of the year. Now, by the end of this year, the Assistant will support 30 languages and be available in 80 countries. So we've made great progress. We're just getting started. Today, we're going to share with you some important ways that the Assistant is becoming more naturally conversational and visually assistant, in order to help you do more and get time back. Now, as you heard from Sundar, new voices that you can choose from to make the Google Assistant your own are an important aspect of making the conversation more natural. But to be a great conversation starter, the Assistant needs to deeply understand the social dynamics of conversation. For example, let's be honest, it gets a little annoying to say, "Hey Google," every time I want to get my assistant's attention. This grandma, who you might have seen on YouTube, was definitely feeling that way.
Cuckoo! Hey, cuckoo! Cuckoo! Hello, cuckoo! Hey, cuckoo! Okay, cuckoo! Do you want to know what
They were
is the
chanting in an
weather?
arcade forum about a priest, Nokris, and how he was labeled a heretic.
What could possibly qualify as heretical for the Hive?
Something about resurrection.
Well, the Assistant eventually worked for her, but it shouldn't be so hard. Now you won't have to say, "Hey Google," every time. Check this out. Hey Google, did the Warriors win?
Yes, the Warriors won 118-92 last Sunday against the Pelicans.
Nice. When's their next game?
The Warriors' next game is today at 7:30 p.m., where they will be playing the Pelicans.
Great. It's going to be fun to watch tonight. Here, remind me to find my Kevin Durant jersey when I get home.
Sure, I'll remind you when you get home.
Now notice that I was able to have a natural back and forth conversation with my assistant without having to repeat "Hey Google" for every follow-up request. Even more helpful, my assistant could understand when I was talking to it versus when I was talking to all of you. All this is continued conversation, and it's been a top feature request. You'll be able to turn it on in the coming weeks. Yeah. All right. So let's say
This
it's
is some
almost
kind of
game
holy
time.
space. They're
Hey
readying
Google,
another offering
turn on the
for
Warriors
Zoe.
game and start the popcorn maker.
Sure, here's the Golden State Warriors game on YouTube TV and turning the popcorn maker on.
Oh, and can you dim the lights in the family room and in the kitchen?
Sure, dimming the lights in the family room and in the kitchen.
Now you'll notice that in both of these examples, I asked for multiple things at once. Something that feels really natural for us, but it's very difficult for computers to understand. It's something we call multiple actions, and we're rolling out this capability in Assistant now. Now you might think, come on, it's easy. Just look for the and. But it's not always so straightforward. In this example, even though it has the word and, it's not too complex. Actually, just one. But here, even though it looks very similar, the Assistant has to write the part to form the two requests. In linguistics, now multiple actions can get way more complicated. So just for fun, hey Google, he was the governor of California when Durant was drafted, and what team drafted him?
Arnold Schwarzenegger was governor in 2007.
Shit.
Kevin Durant was drafted by the Seattle Supersonics.
Right, in case you were wondering. All right. So, next.
This is some kind of holy
We've
space.
also been working
They're
on
readying another
improving
offer for Zoll.
conversation with the Google Assistant for families. Last fall, we launched our family experience for the Google Assistant. It provides family-friendly games, activities, and stories. We continue to grow our library, and families have listened to over 130,000 hours of programming in the last 2 months alone. Now, as we continue to improve the experience for families, a concern that we've heard from many parents, including people on the team who have children, is, are kids learning to be bossy and demanding when they can just say, "Hey Google," to ask for anything they need? It's not a simple area, but one step that we've been working on is something we call Pretty Please. Some of the parents on the team have been testing it out with their families. Take a look.
Hey Google, talk to voice from.
Okay, Google, please tell me a story.
Thanks for saying please.
Play please, dance please.
What a nice way to ask.
Tell me a story.
Thanks for asking so nicely. Once upon a time,
Please.
you're very polite.
I know.
So the assistant understands and responds to positive conversation with polite reinforcement. Now, we've been consulting with families and child development experts, and we plan to offer Pretty Please as an option for families later this year. So, use voices for your assistant. Continue conversations, multiple actions, and Pretty Please. AI is helping us make big strides. Everyone can have a natural conversation with their assistant. And now I'd like to introduce Lillian, who's going to share some exciting things we're doing, bringing voice and visual assistants together.
Thanks, Scott, and good morning, everyone. Over the last couple of years, the Assistant has been focused on the verbal conversation that you can have with Google. Today, we're going to unveil a new visual canvas for the Google Assistant.
Shit.
Google brings the simplicity of voice together with a rich visual experience. Now I'm going to invite Maggie to come up because we're going to be switching to a lot of live demos. We gave you an early look at our new smart displays at CES in January. We're working with some of the best consumer electronics brands. And today I'm excited to announce that the first smart displays will go on sale in July. Today I'll show you some of the ways that this new device can make your day easier by bringing the simplicity of voice with the glanceability of a touchscreen. So let's switch over to the live demos. Now this is one of the Lenovo smart displays. The ambient screen integrates with Google Photos and greets me with pictures of my kids, Bella and Hudson. Those are really my kids. Best way to start my day every morning. Now because the device is controlled by voice, I can watch videos or live TV with just a simple command. This makes it so easy to enjoy my favorite shows while multitasking around the house. Hey Google, let's watch Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Okay, playing Jimmy Kimmel Live on YouTube TV.
Funny thing happened. Here's something from my life. I'm driving my daughter to school.
So that's right. On YouTube TV, you will be able to watch all of these amazing shows from local news, live sports, and much more, and they will be available on smart displays. Now, of course, you can also enjoy all the normal content from YouTube, including how-to videos, music, and original shows like the brand new series Cobra Kai, which we started binge watching this week because it's so good. Now, cooking is another instance where the blend of voice and visuals is incredibly useful. Nick and I are always looking for simple, family-friendly recipes. Hey Google, show me recipes for pizza bombs.
Sure, here are some recipes.
Choose the first one from Tasty. That one looks good. See, all the recipe details come right up, and we can just tap to start cooking.
That's not Zoll.
So seeing a video demonstration along with the spoken instructions is a total game changer for cooking, especially when you have your hands full. Thanks, Nick. are so many more. From staying in touch with family with broadcasting through video calling, to keeping an eye on your home with all of our other smart home partners, to seeing in advance what the morning commute is like with Google Maps. We're thoughtfully integrating the best of Google and working with developers and partners all around the world to bring voice and visuals together in a completely new way for the home. Now, inspired by the smart display experiences, we've also been working to reimagine the assistant experience on the screen that's with us all the time, our mobile phone. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek into how the assistant on the phone is becoming more immersive, interactive, and proactive. So we're going to switch to another live demo. We'll probably have some Camila Cabello.
According to Wikipedia, Carla Camila Cabello Escobar is an American singer and songwriter.
So as you can see, we're taking full advantage of the screen to give you a rich and immersive response. Here's another. Turn down the heat. And for smart home requests, what you can see here is we're bringing the controls right into your fingertips. And here's one of my favorites. Hey, Google, what is my Google from Starbucks?
Hello, welcome back to Starbucks. That's one tall, non-fat latte with caramel flavor. Anything else?
No thanks.
And are you picking that up at the usual place? Okay, your order's in. See you soon.
Yeah. We're excited to share that we've been working with Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, DoorDash, Domino's, and many other partners on a new food pickup and delivery experience for the Google Assistant. We have already started rolling some of these out with many more partners coming soon. Now, rich and interactive responses to my requests are really helpful, but my ideal assistant should also be able to help in a proactive way. So when I'm in the assistant now, and swipe up, I now get a visual snapshot of my day. I see helpful suggestions based on the time, my location, and even my recent interactions with the assistant. I also have my reminders, packages, and even notes and lists organized and accessible right here. I love the convenience of having all the details helpfully curated and so easy to get to. Now this new visual experience for the phone is thoughtfully designed with AI at the core. It will launch on Android this summer and iOS later this year. Now sometimes the assistant can actually be more helpful by having a lower visual profile. So like when you're in the car, let's say you should stay focused on driving. So let's say I'm heading home from work. I have Google Maps showing me the fastest route during rush hour traffic. Hey Google, send me my ETA and play some hip hop.
Now you make sure you're 20 minutes away and check out this hip-hop music station on YouTube.
So it's so convenient to share my ETA with my husband with just a simple voice command. I'm excited to share that the assistant will come to navigation in Google Maps this summer. So across smart displays, phones, and in Maps, this gives you a sense of how we're making the Google Assistant more visually assistive, sensing when to respond with voice and when to show a more immersive and interactive experience. And with that, I'll turn it back to Sundar. Thank you.
As I said earlier, our vision for our assistant is to help you get things done. It turns out a big part of getting things done is making a phone call. You want to get an oil change schedule, maybe call a plumber in the middle of the week, or even schedule a haircut appointment. You know, we are working hard to help users through those things. We want to connect users to businesses in a good way. Businesses actually rely a lot on this. But even in the US, 60% of small businesses don't have an online booking system set up. We think AI can help with this problem. So let's go back to this example. Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
How can I help you? Hi, I'm looking for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for? Okay, we have a 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. is fine. Okay, what's her first name? The first name is Lisa. Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd. Okay, great. Thanks. Great. Have a great day. Bye.
That was a real call you just heard. The amazing thing is the assistant can actually understand the nuances of conversation. We've been working on this technology for many years. It's called Google Duplex. It brings together all our investments over the years in natural language understanding, deep learning, text-to-speech. By the way, when we are done, the assistant can give you a confirmation notification saying your appointment has been taken care of. Let me give you another example. Let's say you want to call a restaurant, but maybe it's a small restaurant which is not easily available to book online. The call actually goes a bit differently than expected. So take a listen.
Hi, I'd like to reserve a table for Wednesday at 7.
For 7 people?
It's for 4 people.
4 people? When?
Next Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Actually, we need to for like after like 5 people. So for 4 people, you can come.
How long is the wait usually to be seated?
For when tomorrow?
Guardian? For next Wednesday.
Guardian,
where are you?
Oh no, it's not too busy. You can come for 4 people, okay?
Oh, I gotcha. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Again, that was a real call. We have many of these examples where the calls quite don't go as expected, but the assistant understands the context, the nuance. It's new to ask for wait times in this case and handle the interaction gracefully. But we're still developing this technology, and we actually want to work hard to get this right, get the user
Zoll is heading
experience
directly for the
and the
Clove Spring
expectation
facility
right
in
for both
Rasputin.
businesses and users.
If Rasputin dies,
But done correctly,
the Javelin goes with
it'll
him.
save time for
Zoll
people
wins.
and generate a lot of
Very
value
well.
for businesses. We
And my
really want it
reservations
to work
about
in
the war,
cases,
my
say if
dog,
you're a
is
busy
important
parent
to
in the
defeat
morning and
Zoll.
your kid is sick and you want to call for a doctor's appointment.
this together.
So we're going to work
What do
hard
you
to
say,
get this
Guardian?
right. There is a more
We say
straightforward
it's about
case
time.
where we can roll this out sooner, where, for example, every single day we get a lot of queries into Google where people are wondering on the opening and closing hours of businesses. But it gets tricky during holidays, and businesses get a lot of calls. So we as Google can make just that one phone call and then update the information for millions of users, and it'll save a small business countless number of calls. So we're going to get moments like this right and make the experience better for users. This is going to be rolling out as an experiment in the coming weeks, and so stay tuned. A common theme across all this is we are working hard to give users back time. We've always been obsessed about that at Google. Search is obsessed about getting users the answers quickly and giving them what they want. Which brings me to another area, digital well-being. Now, based on our research, We know that people feel tethered to their devices. Sure, it resonates with all of you. There is increasing social pressure to respond to anything you get right away. People are anxious to stay up to date with all the information out there. They have FOMO, fear of missing out. We think there's a chance for us to do better. We've been talking to people, and some people introduced to us the concept of JOMO, the actual joy of missing out. So we think we can really help users with digital well-being. This is going to be a deep, ongoing effort across all our products and platforms, and we'll need all your help. We think we can help users with their digital well-being in 4 ways. We want to help you understand your habits, focus on what matters, switch off when you need to, and above all, find balance with your family. So let me give a couple of examples. You're going to hear about this from Android a bit later in their upcoming release, but one of my favorite features is Dashboard. In Android, we're actually going to give you full visibility into how you're spending your time. The apps where you're spending your time, the number of times you unlock your phone on a given day, the number of notifications you got, and we're going to really help you deal with this better. You know, apps can also help. YouTube is going to take the lead, and if you choose to do so, it'll actually remind you to take a break. So for example, if you've been watching YouTube for a while, maybe it'll show up and say, hey, it's time to take a break. YouTube is also going to work to combine, if users want to, combine all their notifications in the form of a daily digest, so that if you have 4 notifications, it comes to you once during the day. YouTube is going to roll out all these features this week.
Does each app have to do it, or?
No, we've been doing a lot of work in this area. Family Link is a great example, where we provide parents tools to help manage kids' screen time. I think this is an important part of it. We want to do more here. We want to equip kids to make smart decisions. So we have a new approach, a Google design approach, called Be Internet Awesome, to help kids become safe explorers of the digital world. We want kids to be secure, kind, mindful when online, and we are pledging to train an additional 5 million kids this coming year.
Training kids?
All
what the
these
fuck?
tools you're seeing is launching with our digital well-being site later today. Another area where we feel tremendous responsibility is news. News is core to our mission. Also, at times like this, it's more important than ever to support quality journalism. It's foundational to how democracies work. I've always been fond of news. Growing up in India, I have distinct memory of, I used to wait for the physical newspaper. Turns out my grandfather used to stay right next to us. There was a clear hierarchy. He got his hands on the newspaper first, then my dad, and then my brother and I would go at it. You know, I was mainly interested in the sports section at that time, but over time I developed a fondness for news, and it stayed with me even till today. It is a challenging time for the news industry. Recently, we launched Google News Initiative, and we committed $300 million over the next 3 years. We want to work with organizations and journalists to help develop innovative products and programs that help the industry. We've also had a product here for a long time, Google News. It was actually built right after 9/11. It was a 20% project by one of our engineers who wanted to see news from a variety of sources to better understand what happened. Since then, if anything, the volume and diversity of content has only grown. I think there is more great journalism being produced today than ever before. It's also true that people turn to Google in times of need, and we have a responsibility to provide that information. This is why we have reimagined our news product. We are using AI to bring forward the best of what journalism has to offer. We want to give users quality sources that they trust if you want to build a product that works for publishers. Above all, we want to make sure we are giving them deeper insight and a fuller perspective about any topic they are interested in. I'm really excited to announce the new Google News, and here's Tristan to tell you more.
Thank you, Sundar. With the new Google News, we set out to help you do 3 things. First, keep up with the news you care about. Second, understand the full story. And finally, enjoy and support the sources you love. After all, without news publishers and the quality journalism they produce, we'd have nothing to show you. So let's start with how it makes it easier for you to keep up with the news you care about. As soon as I open Google News, right at the top, I get a briefing with the top 5 stories I need to know right now. As I move past my briefing, there are more stories selected just for me. Our AI constantly reads the fire hose of the web for you, the millions of articles, videos, podcasts, and comments being published every minute and assembles the key things you need to know. Google News also pulls in local voices and news about events in my area. It's this kind of information that makes me feel connected to my community. This article from the Chronicle makes me wonder how long it would take to ride across the What's cool is I didn't have to tell the app that I follow politics, love to bike, or want information about the Bay Area. It works right out of the box. And because we've applied techniques like reinforcement learning throughout the app, the more I use it, the better it gets. And at any point, I can jump in and say whether I want to see less or more of a given publisher or topic. And whenever I want to see what the rest of the world is reading, I can switch over to headlines to see the top stories that are generating the most coverage right now around the world. So let's keep going. You can see there are lots of big, gorgeous images that make this app super engaging and a truly great video experience. Let's take a look.
I want to understand what I'm supposed to do.
This brings you all the latest videos from YouTube and around the web. All of our design choices focus on keeping the app light, fast, and fun. Our guiding principle is to let the stories speak for themselves.
Offline.
So it's pretty cool, right?
Power levels rising. Continued fluctuations will result in a critical failure.
What we're seeing here throughout the app is the new
to
Google
initiate
Materials
safety
theme.
protocols.
The entire app is built using Material
a safe
Design,
work
our
environment
adaptable,
is a
unified design
happy work
system that's been uniquely tailored by Google. Later today, you'll hear more about this and how you can use material themes in your products. We're also excited to introduce a new visual format we call newscasts. You are not going to see these in any other news app. Newscasts are kind of like a preview of the story, and they make it easier for you to get a feel for what's going on. Check out this one on the Star Wars. Here we're using the latest developments in natural language understanding to bring together everything, from the Solo movie trailer to news articles to quotes and from the cast and more in a fresh presentation that looks absolutely great. It's giving off strange readings. I need a closer look. Give me an easy way to get the basics and decide where I want to dive in more deeply. And sometimes I even discover things I never would have found out otherwise. For the stories I care about most, or the ones that are really complex, I want to be able to jump in and see many different perspectives. So let's talk about our second goal, understanding the full story. Today it takes a lot of work to build into point of view and understand the news story in depth. With Google News, we set out to make that effortless. Full coverage is an invitation to learn more. It gives a complete picture of a story in terms of how it's being reported from a variety of sources and in a variety of forms. We assemble full coverage using a technique we call temporal colocality. This technique enables us to map relationships between entities and understand the people, places, and things in a story right as it evolves. We apply this to the deluge of information published to the web at any given moment and then organize it around stories. All in one. This is by far the most powerful feature of the app and provides a whole new way of doing stories. Take a look at how full coverage works with the recent power outage in Puerto Rico. There are so many questions I have about this. Could it have been prevented? And are things actually getting better? We built full coverage to help make sense of it all in one place. We start out with a set of top headlines that tell me what happened, and then start to organize around the key story aspects in our real-time event hunting. For news events that have played out like this one over the recent months, you can understand the origin of it by looking at our timeline for key moments. And while the recovery has begun, we can clearly see there's still a long way to go.
Neural net is
There
online
are
and
also
ready.
certain questions
Now
we're
for
all
the
asking
inhibitor
about a
ready.
story, and we pull those out so we don't have to We know context and perspective come from many places.
Oh God.
So we show you clues from relevant voices and opinions, analysis, and fact checks to help you understand the story at one level deeper. In each case, our AI is highlighting why it's an important piece of information and what unique value it brings. Now, when I use full coverage, I find that I can build a huge amount of knowledge on the topics I care about. It's a true 360-degree view that goes well beyond what I get from this standard content. On top of this, our research shows that having a productive conversation or debate requires everyone to have access to the same information, which is why everyone sees the same content in full coverage for a topic. It's an unfiltered view of events from a range of trusted news.
Core power levels
So I
approaching
gotta say,
critical overload.
I love these new features.
Personnel
And
are
these are just a
recommended
few of the
to
things we think
evacuate.
make the new Google News so exciting. But as we mentioned before, none of this would exist without the great journalism newsrooms produce every day. Which brings us to our final goal, helping you enjoy and support the news sources you love. We've put publishers front and center throughout the app. And here in the newsstand section, it's easy to find and follow the sources I already love, and browse and discover new ones, including over 1,000 magazine titles, like Wired, National Geographic, and People, which all look great on my phone. I can follow publications, like USA Today, by directly tapping the star icon. And if there's a publication I want to subscribe to, say the Washington Post, we make it dead simple. No more forms, credit card numbers, or new passwords. Because you're signed in with your Google account, you're set. When you subscribe to a publisher, we think you should have easy access to your content everywhere. And this is why we developed Subscribe with Google. Subscribe with Google enables you to use a Google account to access your paid content everywhere, across all platforms and devices, on Google Search, Google News, and publishers' own sites. We built this in collaboration with over 60 publishers around the world, and it will be rolling out in the coming weeks. Thanks. And this is one of the many steps we're taking to make it easier to access dependable, high-quality information when and where it matters most. So that's the new Google News. It helps you keep up with the news you care about, rethink and newscover, understand the full story, full coverage, and enjoy and support the news sources you love by reading, following, and subscribing. And now for the best news of all. We're rolling out on Android, iOS, and the web in 127 countries starting today. I think so too. Pretty cool. It will be available to everyone next week. At Google, we know that getting accurate and timely information into people's hands and building and supporting high-quality news is more important than ever right now.
Great work.
And we are totally
Get to the core
committed to
before
doing
it goes
our part.
critical. It's time to
We
forge
can't
a
wait
new
to
Valkyrie.
continue on this journey with you. And now I'm excited to introduce Dave to tell you more about what's going on in Android.
Android started with the simple goal of bringing open standards to the mobile world. Today, it is
Open standards? What? What are you talking about? Not too far. Oh no.
really use the Valkyrie right now.
believe in openness. We believe in choice. We believe in innovation from everyone. Then welcome to Android.
Hi everyone, it's great to be here at Google I/O 2018. I think that was 10 years ago when we launched the first Android phone, T-Mobile Vivo. It was with a simple but bold idea to build a mobile platform that was free and open to everyone. And today, that idea is right. Our partners have launched tens of thousands of smartphones used by billions of people all around the world. And through this journey, we've seen Android become more than just a smartphone operating system, powering new categories of computing, including wearables, TV, auto, AR/VR, IoT. And the growth of Android over the last 10 years has helped fuel the shift in computing from desktop to mobile. And as Sundar mentioned, the world is now on the precipice of another shift. AI is going to profoundly change industries like healthcare and transport, and it's already starting to change out. And this brings me to the new version of Android we're working on.
We could really use the Valkyrie right now.
Android P is an important first step towards this vision of AI at the core of the operating system. In fact, AI underpins the first three P's in this system, which are intelligence, simplicity, and digital well-being. So starting with intelligence.
No.
Smartphones should be smart. They should learn from you and they should adapt. Technologies such as on-device machine learning can learn your usage patterns and automatically anticipate your next action, saving you time. And because it runs on-device, the data is kept private in your phone. So let's take a look at some examples of how we're applying these technologies to Android to build a smarter operating system. In pretty much every survey of smartphone users, you'll see battery life as the top concern. And I don't know about you, but this is my version of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And we've all been there. You know, your battery's okay, but you have one of those outlier days where it's draining faster than normal.
But the
you need
Valkyrie
to
is
run
ready.
to the charger. With Android P, we partnered with DeepMind to work on a new feature we call Adaptive Battery. It's designed to give you a more consistent battery experience. Adaptive Battery uses on-device machine learning to figure out which apps you'll use for 2 hours and which you won't use until later, if at all, today. And then with this understanding, the operating system adapts to your usage patterns so that it sets battery only on the active services you care about.
All right.
And the results are
I need
really
you to throw the
promising.
Valkyrie
We're
into
seeing
the
a
core
30%
and force a full
reduction in
meltdown.
CPU wake-ups for apps in general. And this combined with other performance improvements, including running background processors on the small CPU core, is resulting in increased value for many users. Pretty cool. Another example of how EOS is adapting to the user is auto brightness. Now, most modern smartphones will automatically adjust the brightness given the current lighting conditions. But it's a one-size-fits-all. They don't take into account your personal preferences and environment. So often what happens is you to manually adjust the brightness slider, resulting the screen later becoming too bright or too dim. With Android P, we're introducing a new on-device machine learning feature we call Adaptive Brightness. Adaptive Brightness learns how you like to set the brightness slider given ambient light, and then does it for you in a power-efficient way. You'll literally see the brightness slider move as the phone adapts to your preferences. And it's extremely effective. In fact, we're seeing almost half of our test users now make fewer manual brightness adjustments compared to any previous version of Android.
It's not a very high
We're also
bar.
making UI more intelligent. Last year, we introduced the concept of predicted apps, a feature that places the next apps the OS anticipates you need on the path you'd normally follow to launch that app. And it's very effective. With an almost 60% prediction rate. With Android
Complete
P,
core
we're going
meltdown
beyond simply
initiated.
predicting the next app
If
to
you can
launch
hear
to
this
predicting
message,
the next
you are
action
too
you
close
want
to
to
the
take.
core.
We call this feature app
The Valkyrie
action.
is surging with energy
Let's take a
far
look at how it
beyond
works.
what my sensors are
At the top of the
capable of
launcher,
analyzing.
you can see two actions. One to call my sister Fiona, and another to start a workout on the ground for my evening run. So what happens here is that the action that is predicted based on my usage pattern. Its phone is backing to me, trying to help me get to my next task more quickly. As another example, if I connect my headphones, Android will surface an action to resume the album I was listening to. To support app actions, developers just need to add an action.xml file to their app, and then actually surface not just in the launcher, but in Smart Text Selection, the Play Store, Google Search, and the system. Take Google Search. We're experimenting with different ways to surface actions for apps you've installed and use a lot. For example, I'm a big Fandango user, so when I search for the new Avengers movie, Infinity War, I get, in addition to regular suggestions, I get an action to the Fandango app to buy tickets. Pretty cool. Actions are a simple but powerful idea for providing deep links into the app given your context. But even more powerful is bringing part of the app UI to the user right there and then. We call this feature slices. Slices are a great guide for developers
Oh, is this
to
guy?
define interactive
Hey,
snippets
buddy.
of their app UI that can be surfaced
I've
in
never
different
seen anything
places
so
in
powerful.
the OS.
Be careful.
In Android P, we're laying the groundwork by showing slices first to surface. Let's take a look. Let's say I'm out and about and I need to get a ride. If I type Lyft into the Google search app, I now see a slice of the Lyft app installed on my phone. Lyft is using the Slice API's rich array of UI templates to render a slice of the app in the context of search. And then Lyft is able to give me the price of my trip to work, and the slice is interactive, so I can order the ride directly from it. Pretty nice. Slice templates are versatile, so developers can offer everything from playing a video to, say, checking into a hotel. There's another example. If I search for Hawaii, I'll see a slice from Google Photos with my vacation picture. And we're working with some amazing partners on app actions and slices. And we'll be opening an early access program for developers more broadly next month. So we're excited to see how actions, and in particular slices, will enable a dynamic two-way experience where the app's UI can intelligently show up in content. So that's some of the ways that we're making Android more intelligent by teaching the operating system to adapt to the user. It's a powerful tool, but it can also be intimidating and costly for developers to learn on the fly. And we want to make these tools accessible and easy to use to those with little or no expertise in machine learning. So today, I'm really excited to announce ML Kit, a new set of APIs.
Kit? You're calling these things kits? God damn.
With ML Kit, you get on-device APIs to text recognition, face detection, image labeling, and a lot more. And ML Kit also supports the ability to tap into Google's cloud-based ML technology. Architecturally, think of ML Kit as built on TensorFlow Lite and optimized for mobile. And best of all, ML Kit is
Auxiliary power has
Oh,
been activated.
what?
runs on
Get
both
to a node and
Android
power up the
and
Javelin.
iOS.
Keep fighting.
We're working with an early set of partners on ML Kit and so with really great results. For example, the popular calorie counting app, Lose It, is using our text recognition and ML Kit's custom model API will automatically optimize 200 different foods through the camera. You'll hear more about ML Kit at the developer keynote later today. So we're excited about making your smartphone more intelligent, but it's also important to technology to the back. One of our key goals in the last few years has been to evolve Android's UI to be simpler and more approachable, both for the current set of users and the next billion Android users. With Android P, we put a special emphasis on simplicity by addressing many pain points where we thought, and data, the experience is more complicated. And you'll find these improvements on any device that adopts Google's version of the Android UI, such as Google Pixel and Android One devices. So, let me walk you through a few live demos on my phone. What could possibly go wrong? Okay. Now, as part of Android P, we're introducing a new system navigation that we've been working on for more than a year now. And the new design makes Android multitasking more approachable and easier to understand. The first striking thing you'll notice is the single theme focus. And the design recognizes the trend towards smaller screen
Auxiliary
bezels
power has
and
been
places an
activated.
emphasis on
Get to a node and
gestures
power up the
over
Javelin.
multiple buttons at the edge of the screen. So when I swipe up, I'm immediately brought to the overview where I can resume access to the screen. I also get 5 persistent access at the bottom of the screen to save me time. Now, if I continue to swipe up, or I swipe up a second time, I get to all access. So architecturally what we've done is combine all access and overview spaces into one. And swipe up gesture works from anywhere, no matter what app I'm in, so that I can quickly get back to all access and overview without leaving the context of it. And if you prefer, you can also use the scroll gesture by sliding the home button sideways to scroll through your recent set of apps, like so.
Come on.
Now, one of the nice things about the larger horizontal overview is that the app content is now glanceable, so you can easily refer back to information in
the guy?
this app. Even more, it means extended more intentional work in overview. So, for example, if I tap anywhere on the phrase killer, all of the phrase will be selected for me, and then I get an action to listen to it on Spotify, like so. And we've extended Smart Text Selection's neural network to recognize more entities like sports teams, music artists, and flight coaches more. I've been using this new navigation system for the last month, and I absolutely love it. It's a much faster, more powerful way to multitask. But sometimes small changes can make a big difference.
Auxiliary power has been activated.
In there,
Get to a node and power up the Javelin.
before a video starts, but instead you turn down the trigger volume, and then the video blasts everyone around you. So how are we fixing it? Well, you can see the new simplified volume controls. They're vertical and located beside the hardware button. So the key difference is that the slider now adjusts the media volume button, because that's the main one of the control. And the trigger volume, all you really care about is on, silent, and off. You can also greatly simplify rotation. If you're like me and hate your device rotating at the wrong time, so right now I'm in the locked rotation mode. Let me launch it out.
Oh.
And you'll notice that when I rotate the device, the new rotation button appears on the nav bar.
So close.
And then I can just tap on it and rotate under my own control. It's pretty cool. All right, so that's a quick tour of some of the ways
Oh, you're back here?
to simplify
Goddamn.
user experience in Android P. And there's lots more. Everything from a redesigned workflow file to better screenshots. Speaking of notifications management, we want to give you more control over commands on your identity. And this highlights the
Auxiliary power has
concept
been
that Sundar
activated.
alluded to
Get to a
earlier,
node and power up the
making it easier
Javelin.
to move between your digital life and your real life. To learn more about this important area and our third team, let me hand over to Samir. Thanks.
Hi everyone! On a recent family vacation, my partner asked if she could see my phone right after we got to our hotel room. She took it from me, walked over to the hotel safe, locked it inside, then turned and looked me right in the eye and said, "You get this back in 7 days." Whoa. I was shocked. I was kind of angry, but after a few hours, without all the distractions from my phone, I was actually able to disconnect, be fully present, and I ended up having a wonderful
Javelin
family
is
vacation.
online and ready.
But it's not just me. Our team has heard so many stories. We're trying to find the right balance with technology. Helping people with their digital well-being is more important to us than ever. We People tell us a lot of the time they spend on their phones. Some of it is which they spend on other things. In fact, we found that over 70% of people want more help with fighting this balance. So we've been working hard to add 2 capabilities right into Android to help people find the balance with technology that they're looking for. One of the first things we focused on was helping you understand your habits. Android needs to remove that how you're spending time on your device. As you saw earlier, you can see how much time you spend on apps, how many times you've unlocked your device today, and how many notifications you receive. And you can drill down on any of these things. For example, here's my Gmail data from Saturday. And when I saw this, it did make me wonder whether I should have been on my email all weekend. But that's kind of the point of the dashboard. Now, when you're engaging is one part of understanding. What you're engaging with an app is like watching TV. Catching up on your favorite shows at the end of a long day can feel pretty good. But watching an infomercial might leave you wondering why you didn't do something else instead. Many developers call this concept meaningful engagement, and we've been working closely with many of our developer partners who share the goal of helping people use technology in ways. In Android, developers can link to more detailed breakdowns of how you spend time in their apps on this new dashboard. For example, YouTube will be adding a deep link where you can see total watch time across mobile and desktop, and access many of the helpful tools that Sundar shared earlier. Now, understanding control help you manage how and when you spend time on your phone. Maybe you have an app that you love, but you're spending more time in it than you realized. Android P lets you set time limits on apps, and will nudge you when you're close to limits.
Okay, that's not bad.
And for the rest of the day, that app icon is grayed out to remind you of your goal. People have also consider the app with a meeting that they're attending, because the notifications they get on their device.
Auxiliary power has been activated. Get to a node and power up the Javelin.
So we're making improvements. But do not disturb not interruptions that pop up on your screen. To make Do Not Disturb even easier to use, we've created a new gesture that we've affectionately codenamed Shush. If you turn your phone over on the table, it automatically enters Do Not Disturb, so you can focus on what's present. No pings, vibrations, or other distractions. By the key people in our lives, like your partner or yourself. Android will help you set up a list of contacts that can always get through to the phone call.
Auxiliary power has been activated. Get to a node and power up the Javelin.
Finally, we heard from people that they often check their phones right before going to bed. And before you know it, an hour or two has slipped by. And honestly, this happens to me.
Keep fighting.
Getting a good night's sleep is critical. And technology can help you with this, and not prevent it from happening. So we created Wind Down. You can tell the Google Assistant what time you aim to go to bed. And when that time arrives, switch on Do Not Disturb and fade the screen to grayscale, which is far less stimulating for the brain and can help you set the phone down. It's such a simple idea, but I found it's amazing how quickly I put my phone away and all my apps go back to the days before color TV. Don't worry.
It's pretty interesting hearing them do all this work to try to make people use their phones less.
Quick tour of some of the digital well-being features we're bringing to Android P this fall, starting with Google Pixel. Digital well-being is going to be a long-term theme for us, so look for much more to come. Beyond the pre-teens, intelligence, simplicity, and digital well-being that Dave and I talked about, there are literally hundreds of other improvements coming to Android P. I'm especially excited about the security advancements we've added to the platform, and you can learn more about them at the Android Security Session on Thursday. Your big question is, how do I try to do this? Well, today, we're announcing Android P Beta. efforts in Android Oreo to make OS upgrades easier, Android P Beta is available on Google Pixel and 7 more manufacturer flagship devices today. You can head over to this link to find out how to receive the beta on your device, and please do let us know what you think. Okay, that's a wrap on what's new in Android, and now I'd like to introduce Jen to talk about maps. Thank you.
I can't believe it. You did it. You took down a worm god.
We all did. We're a team now, Anna. A good one.
It has changed Nigeria so much, and you can actually be part of it.
Being able to be armed with the knowledge of where you're going, you're going to be able to get there like anybody else can.
2 consecutive earthquakes hit Mexico City, and Google Map held a response to emergency crises like this.
The hurricane had turned Houston into islands, and the roads were changing constantly. We kept saying, thank God for Google. Like, what would we have done?
It's really cool that this is helping people to keep doing what they love doing and keep doing what they need to do.
Building technology to help people in the real world every day has been core to who we are and what we focused on at Google from the very start. Recent advancements in AI and computer vision have allowed us to dramatically improve long-standing products like Google Maps, and have also made possible brand new products like Google Lens. Let's start with Google Maps. Maps was built to assist everyone, wherever they are in the world. We've mapped over 220 countries and territories and put hundreds of millions of businesses and places on the map. And in doing so, we've given more than 1 billion people the ability to travel the world with the confidence that they won't get lost
Brave
along
family
the way. But we're far from done.
Shaped me
We've been making
to
maps
be
smarter and more detailed as
an
advancements in
all-seeing
AI have
savior.
accelerated. We're now
While
able
your
to
vanguard
automatically
sought
add new addresses
to
to
wield
businesses and
me
buildings
as
that
a
we
primitive
extract
weapon.
from Street View and satellite imagery directly to the map.
But
This
today,
is critical in rural areas,
that
in places
ends.
without formal addresses, and in
And I
fast-changing
define the
cities like
reality of
Lagos
my
here,
own
where
existence.
we've literally changed the face of the map in the last few years.
my sight will
Hello,
stretch
Nigeria.
to the edge of this system and beyond. Never
We can
again
also
will a
tell you
threat
if the
go
business you're looking
unseen.
for is open, how busy it is,
From
what the
this
wait
day
time is,
forward,
and
I will
even how long
defend
people
humanity
usually
on
spend
my
there.
own terms.
We can tell you before you leave whether parking is
I
going to be easy or
am
difficult.
Rasputin,
And we can
guardian
help you find
of
it.
all I survey.
And we can now give you different routes based on your mode of
I
transportation.
have no
Whether you're
equal.
riding a motorbike or driving a car. And by understanding
What
how
have
different
we
types of
done?
vehicles move at different speeds, we can make more accurate
Don't
traffic
worry.
predictions for everyone. We've only scratched the surface of what maps can do.
We've got this.
We originally designed maps to help you understand where you are, and to help you get from here to there. But over the past few years, we've seen our users demand more and more of maps. They're bringing us harder and more complex questions about the world around them, and they're trying to get more done. Today, our users aren't just asking for the fastest route to a place. They also want to know what's happening around them, what the new places to try are, and what locals love in their neighborhood. The world is filled with amazing experiences, like cheering for your favorite team at a sports bar, or a night out with friends or family at a cozy neighborhood bistro. We want to make it easy for you to explore and experience more of what the world has to offer. We've been working hard on an updated version of Google Maps that keeps you in the know on what's new and trending in the areas you care about, and helps you find the best place for you based on your context and interests. Let me give you a few examples of what this is going to look like with some help from Sophia. First, we're adding a new tab to Maps called For You. It's designed to tell you what you need to know about the neighborhoods you care about, new places that are opening, what's trending now, and personal recommendations. Here, I'm being told about a cafe that just opened in my area. If we scroll down, I see a list of the restaurants that are trending this week. This is super useful because with zero work, Maps is giving me ideas to kick me out of my rut and inspire me to try something new. but how do I know if a place is really right for me? Have you ever had the experience at looking at lots of places, all with 4-star ratings?
Are you familiar with the phrase?
And you're pretty
"Be
sure there's
careful
some
what
you're
you
going to
wish
like a
for"?
lot, and others that maybe aren't quite so great, but you're
It's
not
something
sure
that's
how to
been
tell
running
which
through
ones.
my head since watching Rasputin
We've created
launch
a
brand
score
new war
called
satellite
Your
network
Match to help
under
you
his
find more
sole
places
control.
that you'll love.
I should be afraid.
Your Match uses
Any
machine
rational
learning
person
to
would be.
combine what Google knows about hundreds of millions of
not?
places
I know
with the
without a
information
question
that I've added.
that no matter what comes
Restaurants
next,
I've rated,
we can
cuisines
face
I've
it
liked,
together.
and places that I've been to. If you click into the match number, you'll see reasons explaining why it's recommended just for you. It's your personal score for places, and our early testers are telling us that they love it. So now you can confidently pick the places that are best for you, whether you're planning ahead or are on the go and need to make a quick decision right now. Thanks so much, Sophia. The For You tab and the Your Match score are great examples of how we can help you stay in the know and choose places with confidence. Now, another pain point we often hear from our users is that planning with others can be a real challenge. So we wanted to make it easier to pick a place together. Here's how. Long press on any place to add it to a short list. Now, I'm always up for ramen, but I know my friends have lots of opinions of their own, so I can add some more options to give them some choices. When you've collected enough places that you like, share the list with your friends to get their input too. You can easily share with just a couple of taps on any platform that you prefer. Then, my friends can add more places if they want to, or just vote with one simple click, so we can quickly choose a group favorite. So now, instead of copying and pasting a bunch of links and sending text back and forth, decisions can be quick, easy, and fun. This is just a glimpse of some of what's coming to Maps on both Android and iOS later this summer. And we see this as just the beginning of what Maps can do to help you make better decisions on the go and to experience the world in new ways, from your local neighborhood to the far-flung corners of the world. This discovery experience wouldn't be possible without small businesses. Because when we help people discover new places, we're also helping local businesses be discovered by new customers. These are businesses like the bakery in your neighborhood or the barbershop around the corner. These businesses are the fabric of our communities, and we're deeply committed to helping them succeed with Google. Every month, we connect users to businesses nearby more than 9 billion times, including over 1 billion phone calls and 3 billion direction requests to their stores. In the last few months, we've been adding even more tools for local businesses to communicate and engage with their customers in meaningful ways. You can now see daily posts on events or offers from many of your favorite businesses. And soon you'll be able to get updates from them in the new For You stream too. And when you're ready, you can easily book an appointment or place an order with just one click. We're always inspired to see how technology brings opportunities to everyone. The reason we've invested over the last 13 years in mapping every road, every building, and every business is because it matters. When we map the world, communities come alive, and opportunities arise in places we never would have thought possible.
One thing has never wavered.
And as computing evolves, we're going to keep challenging ourselves to think about new ways that we can help you get things done in the real world. I'd like to invite Aparna to the stage to share how we're doing this, both in Google Maps and beyond.
Anything you want?
Very curious. Back from the hunt, I see.
The cameras in our smartphones, they connect us to the world around us in a very immediate way. They help us save a moment, capture memories, and communicate. But with advances in AI and computer vision that you heard Sundar talk about, we said, what if the cameras can do more? What if the cameras can help us answer questions? Questions like, where am I going? Or what's that in front of me? Let me paint a familiar picture. You exit the subway, you're already running late for an appointment or a tech company conference, that happens. And then your phone says, head south on Market Street. So what do? One problem, you have no idea which way is south. So you look down at the phone, you're looking at that blue dot on the map, and you're starting to walk to see if it's moving in the same direction. If it's not, you're turning around. We've all been there.
No, thank you.
So we asked ourselves, well, what if the camera can help us here? Our teams have been working really hard to combine the power of the camera, the computer vision, with Street View and maps to reimagine walking navigation. So here's how it could look like in Google Maps. Let's take a look. You open the camera.
Careful out there.
You instantly know where you are. No futzing with the phone. All the information on the map, the street names, the directions, right there in front of you. Notice that you also see the map, so that way you stay oriented. You can start to see nearby places, so you see what's around you. And just for fun, our team's been playing with an idea of adding a helpful guide, like that there, so that it can show you the way.
Complete.
Oh, there she goes. Pretty cool. Now, enabling these kinds of experiences, though, GPS alone doesn't cut it. So that's why we've been working on